Are the Wizards finally getting the hang of things after their 2-game win streak?
I mean, they beat the Heat and the Magic. Let's not go crazy.
Who are the next 3 or 4 games against? Who are the opponents?
Options, by the way, are yes,
Well, Cleveland next.
no, and need to see more. I'm going to say yes. I'm not saying they're going to rip off a 10-game winning streak, but I think
How quickly do they get to 500?
it might take 15, 20 games.
So you think they get to 15 and 15?
I think they're better than they were last year. And last year they finished 500. So there's no reason to believe that this team is just going to tank and be a 30-win team.
They're not going to get to 15.
I'm voting for need to see more. I need to see more.
I would agree.
I can't be satisfied with a 2-game win streak.
To get to 15 and 15, they need to go 11 and 6.
Need to see more.
Yeah, I don't see 11 and 6. But the next 4 are, well, the next 3 are all at home. Cleveland, Brooklyn, Portland.
Retweeted
next 4, then they play the Clippers. This is a 5-game home stretch here.
Retweeted at Junks Radio. You know, we were just talking to John Comb about the Redskins players and their thoughts on the fan base, and the fan base not being that positive, even though the team is 6-3. Wizards fan base chiming in so far, just flat out say no. 54%, 37% seem to be more. I'm in the 9% that say yes. I believe they've turned a bit of a corner, and I'm just putting it on John Wall. Look. All the talk that he was out of shape, and maybe that's true. It's hard to tell. You know, it does look a little bit puffy. I don't know what he weighs in regularly at and what he weighs in during a season, but maybe he is rounding into shape. And Bradley Beal, after the game, I mentioned this quote before,
Let's
said,
be honest. He's not puffy. A-Wad is puffy.
Okay.
To call John Wall puffy
but
is
relative,
a little bit of a shot.
Relative to when John Wall is playing at his best. Maybe he has put on a few pounds.
Definitely
but
looks
Beal
thicker.
said, you all pissed him off. That's all your fault. He's going to come out and play like
Good.
Wolf Wall. That's what we needed him
Wolf
to do.
Wall.
I'm happy you all lit a little flame up under him. He got.
Well, I'm going to venture to say, you know, he's playing well, of course. But the defense is a little bit better marginally.
Right.
Because they're only giving up 109, 110, whereas before they were getting up like 125. So
And part of that's Dwight Howard
maybe
coming back.
They took it. The preseason's shorter, and maybe they took it too casually, and that's kind of our impression. When we watch the Wizards a lot of times, don't you feel like they seem like it's too cool to play defense? They just it's very casual. And when they have a crisis, and the crisis is you start off the season 2-8, then all of a sudden there's more focus and effort.
2-9.
And Scott Brooks figures a couple things out in terms of the rotation. You're getting that bench production now. I think they're turning a little corner.
But
Now they're
it's the
playing
NBA.
playing inferior opponents. I get it.
Right, I mean,
but they were losing to some of these teams before.
65, 70% of the NBA sucks.
They lost to Orlando the previous game, right?
And they're going to be better than some of these teams on paper, but they're going to lose.
So they've got a
because that's what the NBA is.
4-game homestand. Cleveland, as you mentioned, is up next. Then Brooklyn comes to town, and they're without one of their better players now, Karis LeVert. So that helps the Wizards. Portland is here, and then the Clippers.
I'm going to get them to by the mid-season.
So by 20 and 20.
Yes.
Ish.
Yeah.
20 and 20 means
You're only 5 games under.
Right. 20 and 20 means they have to go 16 and 11.
Yeah, they can go 16-11. I mean, I haven't checked the schedule, but sure. Why not? I'll still hold out hope that Jason and I win that bet.
16-11.
We're not going to win that.
45 games.
No.
16 and 11 is ball.
16 and 11 is ball.
What do you think about this?
Do you think this team's capable of 16 and 11?
All right, what
I think offensively they might be, but defensively they haven't shown
and
that.
Dwight Howard's going to start playing better, and he's playing okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's see how they do in these next 4 at
Well,
home.
listen to this stretch starting right after Thanksgiving. Saturday, November 24th, the Pellies come to town, followed by the Rockets 2 days later. And then the Wiz go on the road and face the Pellies again, and then they're at Philly.
Well, you forgot Toronto. Toronto, they play at Toronto the day after Thanksgiving.
At Toronto.
That's a tough stretch.
Brutal. They'd be lucky to
take
go
advantage.
2 and 3 in that stretch.
But you know what? The
Lucky.
next 4.
Now, they're going to win some
the
of
next
those
4
games.
are all winnable.
Yes.
That's true.
I'm not saying they're going to win all 4, but I would have them winning 3 out
But
of 4.
how many times have they beaten teams, especially at home, that they had to win or they should win?
All the time. Last year it happened on the regular.
They don't beat every team that they're better than all the time. Are you crazy?
No,
Of
my
course they
point
don't.
is that they lose to those teams all the time.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So on paper, they're better than a lot of these teams, but they're going to lose to some of them.
Yeah. Happened all the time.
Yeah,
My
but
point
they
is it happened all
also
the time
beat
last year.
teams that they shouldn't.
Correct.
They definitely
So
do
I wouldn't
that.
be surprised if they beat the Pellies or beat Houston.
The Pellies are
or-
500.
Yeah,
They're
they'll be
7-6.
one of those teams.
Yeah.
for a couple.
Yeah, but they're 500
Warriors.
against the
16
basically the
and
Western
11.
Conference.
16 and
All right.
11
Better teams.
like you
Maybe it's
said,
not just a
that's doing
Redskins thing. Maybe it's just a DC thing that the DC fans just always go to the negative. I mean, I think that's really low when only 9% believe that they are possibly turning the corner.
Well, they've
And that
strung
they figure
together
things-
2 wins in a row. That doesn't inspire a ton of
Okay,
confidence.
but it's early in the season. Maybe you do figure things out.
How can you
Hard.
say they're
It's just
turning
the
the
same
corner?
cast of donks.
You just don't know.
Generally speaking, it's basically the same dumb team.
Okay,
it's
but
just-
last year they won 41 games, and John Wall missed half the season.
Yeah,
They should have been better.
yeah. It's hard.
Year
to be.
before they were a 5 seed, I believe.
Yeah.
Come on, EB, get that Bullets fever,
I
man.
don't
Come on.
have it.
Go to the
I don't
You're my
know.
guy in here.
Washington fans are not thinking about the Wizards. They're thinking about the Skins.
Caps.
Maybe the
Yeah, the
Caps.
Caps have been
I mean, I don't know, but-
slumping, mini slump of
Caps
late.
have overtaken the Wiz for me. More interested in the Caps.